beginning because it is at the halfway point of the hour, right on time. Thank you so much. I think it's a really nice turnout here, and it's nice to see we have some people online and overseas as well to celebrate the day with soon-to-be Dr. Islam Berdawil, who has already, I guess, had a PharmD training, so technically this is now a double doctorate. It's nice that we're having these bio sketches that now our department, and Deb Goodwin especially, is putting together for our students. So you can read a little bit about the background of each one of these candidates and where their prior education was and what the fields of expertise that they had prior to coming to the University of Iowa. So Islam is from Jordan. She received a bachelor's in pharmacy and a master's in clinical pharmacy from the University of Jordan then in 2016. So she already was really well trained in pharmaceutical sciences by the time she arrived here at Iowa. She also was a very mature thinker, and she had obtained a fellowship at El Yarmouk University to study. It was a fully supported fellowship. Some of others of you in this room are similarly supported, but 4 years of support by this university to pursue a PhD at the University of Iowa College of Pharmacy. And so, like many of you as well, the very beginning of the tenure of the dissertation got off to a, shall we say, bit of a rocky start with the worldwide pandemic and the society and government responses and everybody acting crazy. And so progress was slowed significantly. But in addition to that, I think Islam she was very focused, but she was also a little unclear as to what projects kind of inspired her the most, where she wanted to work. So she got a little bit of a late start. Spring of 2020 was when she really started kind of with gusto in my lab. And at that point, she just took off. It was night and day. And really, I think the story of her dissertation work is that of grit and perseverance. Because early on in the project, I had a nickname for Islam, and her nickname was, "It's not working." Meaning she would come into my office on a near daily basis saying, "It's not working, it's not working, do you have time?" And it would require a lot of recalibration, a lot of just, let's look at what you're doing, and by it's not working, I mean, the model wasn't working, cells weren't growing, things weren't happening, nothing was happening as predicted. And this, to all of you students, should be a lesson, because this is gonna happen to you, okay? But she persevered, and that means night and day she worked, literally, weekends as well. It was impressive. So I'm just so profoundly proud of Islam. She pushed through it. In fact, I think the bulk of the second project she's going to discuss, most of that work just came together in the last 6-8 months. So it was really a sort of a lesson of just how hard you have to work, but also the possibilities. Because we just received word today from the journal Frontiers in Pharmacology that revisions for the second paper are probably going to be relatively minimal, very addressable. So this will be her second first author paper, in addition to co-authorship on several other probably papers in the next year or two coming out of my lab in collaborations with others, including the University of Minnesota. So I'm very proud of the work she's done. And even though she was only here with us for a short time, it's been a very impressive amount of work and time that she spent here with us. So please enjoy and maybe learn a little something about GPX4 and lipid peroxidation, and especially the dipeptide carnosine, which we're pretty excited about and she's done a lot of work with. So, Islam?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Anderson, for this kind introduction. I'm very honored to have your support and guidance throughout my PhD. I'm really eager to share the results of my research project with everyone here. During my PhD, my research was mainly focusing on comprehending the relationship between the GPX4 genotype-phenotype and their role in cardiovascular diseases. I have also investigated the effectiveness of carnosine treatment in mitigating cardiac fibrosis associated with obesity and GPX4 deficiency. For my presentation today, I will go over an introduction that will cover the lipid peroxidation reaction and the role of the GPX4 enzyme inhibiting the lipid peroxidation, and also the role of the lipid peroxidation in cardiovascular disease pathology with a specific focus on cardiac fibrosis. process. After that, I will start presenting the results of my research project. Feel free to interrupt me at any time to ask any question. And before I move on, I just want to mention that all the graphics that you will see in this presentation were created using the BioRender software. As you all